Hey guys, so today I got a test hand video for the Phantom Knight Orcust Burial Abyss deck I got. I put the profile up on the channel a few days ago. A lot of people liked it and a few people asked about getting some test hands sorted, so I made a video about 3 days ago, but I accidentally deleted it, so I had to redo it, which I'm doing now. So let's just jump right into it. So let's make sure we get shuffled up properly. This deck is very consistent in the sense that any two level 3s can just start off your combo. So let's draw open 5 cards. We've got Boots, Kagemucha, Rhino, Jackalope, and a Foolish. This is a very nice hand, even though it hasn't got one of the main starters like a Armageddon Knight, a Tour Guide, or something like a Terratop or a Torn Scales. But all we do is we go normal Rhino, and then on summon we go Kagemucha Knight. So in this situation, this basically replaces a Tour Guide because it does the exact same thing. The only thing is it just takes up another card. So we link 2 for the Cherubini. Then we go Rhino effect. Here we're going to send Graph. Make sure that's in frame. And then Graph's going to summon out the Seer. So now we've got a few options here. We could go set Foolish, activate Jackalope, and it was going to get a level 3 either way. So I think that is the best course of action here, because we can use Cherubini to send something, but I don't think there's anything which will send which is too valuable at this second. So we go Jackalope effect. We go 1 to 6. That's a 3. So we hit the Jackalope, and Jack's going to use his effect to special out the Snake from deck. In this situation, I wouldn't mill with Dante. I'm only using it for the recursion effects, because if you hit a Babel or any piece of a Dragoon package, the deck kind of just falls apart, in a sense where if you hit it, yes, you can still do stuff, but it's just not as powerful. So in here we can go Cherubini effect. We can send what we want really. We got choices of Scales, Sabers, or Skeleton in this situation, wherever he may be. There he is. A reason it might be Scales is because you can banish this from grave and summon out your Scales as a free extender. Sabers is nice, but you lose card advantage from that, and then Skeleton is rare for more extension play. So I feel this is strange really, because you want to get your Dante back. I feel we are going to go Cherubini, send Scales here. Then we can go link these 2 off. Now it was going to be a barricade ball blocker, and then Seer Dante. Add that back. What we can do off of blocker as well, we can discard the Boots. So then we can banish the Boots and get something like a Shade Brigandine, and then also trigger off Scales Engrave to summon itself. Get the Shade, and then Scales summons itself. At this situation, we can go Scales, discard the Seer, send Cloak, and then you can go Cloak effect, grab us a boots. We can then special this overlay for Livier, detach, bring back, say, a cloak. So then we have one of each. And now in this situation, you've got all the stuff you need to go off in your Orcust plays. So with this, have that set. You want to go Foolish for Nightmare. Then you're gonna send Wand with Nightmare. And then Wand effect, we're gonna banish that, summon out the Nightmare from the banished. So from here, we got this. So, try to think the best way forward to try and make it so you get the full board. So Shade and Blocker can go into Rusty. Alright, so from here we'll make Galatea. Taya's gonna shuffle back the wand and grab us the Babel. Put that there. Yeah, we can do it this way. Then we overlay into Dingirsu. We can then go Shade, Summon, that and Barricade. Actually, we could have done this a different way. If we went and got Fog Blade instead off the boots, we'd be in a lot better position because we can still make the Rusty with these two and then Powder Plant with these two. But in this situation, we can do that. Get the Rusty. Then we can link these two off. This placement is really awkward as well, because now we can't really... Sorting out my placement. So if we summoned this over here instead, that fixes all the issues, because now we just go link 2 for Verte. Dante is going to add back the Seer. Or a Graph, either or. Then we can go Rusty. We want the rank up spell in this situation. And we'll send Purinoa Scales. Whatever it may be, there we go. And then off Verte we pay 2k. Send a Fusion. Send Dark Magician and the Red Eyes for the Dragoon. So if I played optimally here, the Livier will be swapped to a Fog Blade, which in this situation would be a lot better. But now going to your opponent's turn, you can go, I'd say wait for something to negate with Dragoon first, because then you can go Seer, be pitched, summon out Dante for extra just pluses. But if you want to be safe, you can just go Nightmare, send the Skeleton, and go Skeleton effect. Bring back Dingirsu to this zone. Channel 1 Rusty, channel 2 Dingirsu to send. So then you've removed 2 cards, and then you can go rank up magic, equip, and go into VFD, which is very good because now you've taken away 2 of your opponent's cards from the field, one being destroyed, one being sent, and that's a non-target send as well, so that's amazing. You've made a Dragoon, so you still got that negate alive. And if you play properly, you would also have a Fog Blade, which I feel that is very hard to deal with in most cases. So, as a decent hand, just a few slight misplays on my behalf on zone management, and I underestimated how much resources I had, because if I knew I can get into that board, I would have got the Fog Blade instead. So let's just quickly shuffle back up. So let's see if we can open a starter this time, or a proper starter. So we got a Boots again, Fog Blade, a Rhino, and a Nessie. So in this situation, I would allure here. Try and dig into a normal summon. That's not the best, so I feel in this situation I would banish the Boots. Now it will be normal Rhino, special tracker. I'll try and speed through this one a little bit more, because we already saw it last time. Make Cherubini, Rhino effect. Now here's an awkward one. We could always just send Sabres instead, and then go for Nessie, because we can still go send Graph, summon Seer off of Cherubini. We want to do this just in case we draw into like a Nightmare, because then we can then stack the Nightmare and then go into Dante and mill that Nightmare. So we'll go 1 to 6. 6. So we hit the Nessie. We'll add probably the Jackalope in this case, just so if we hit it we can get more cards out of the deck to try and get into that Nightmare. Then we go 1 to 6 again. 4. Perfect hit. Special that here, and draw a card. Foolish. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we go Cherubini, send Graph, summon Seer, hit with Dante. And now, if we wanted to, we can go Sabres for Fog Blade and mill 1, just so we can have the Fog Blade as a summon, but I'm not sure if I'm going to need it. Just give me a second to think. I feel like this is fine. So we'll link 2 for Barricade. Seer Dante, Dante Seer. You could also summon Cherubini in this situation if you need an extra link 2, because it is dark as well. Yeah, sorry about that cut. My phone kind of died for a second, but we're back now. So I was on about Seer and Cherubini. You can always summon out the Cherubini instead. The only issue with that is you don't get the second add with Dante, which is, I feel that you only need 1, but the second one is always nice, just to, so you can have your Graph and your Seer in hand for when you negate with Dragoon. But I feel in this situation, we can just summon out the Dante, add back the Seer, and be fine. Now go Foolish Burial for the Nightmare. And then we go Nightmare effect. Try and make sure everything's still in frame. Send wand, banish wand, bring back nightmare. Link 2. For Galateo, Dante effect. Add back graph. Galateo effect, shuffle back the wand. Grab Babble. So that's your hand. So we can go. Yeah, we're still fine here. We can go summon Ningesu, make Rusty, and then we go Rusty effect. Going to set full blade and send Cloak, because now we can go banish Cloak, add Boots, and then we go special Boots, Saber's effect. We're gonna put graph back to the top of the deck, and then link 2 for Verte, and we go Boots effect, grab Grand Cup, and then we're going to go Verte effect. We will send the Fusion, send the Red Eyes and the Dark Magician for a Dragoon, and then we got the whole setup again, this time with double full blade. So we go again on your opponent's turn, Nightmare, send Skeleton, Skeleton, banish, summon this to the zone, chain 1, chain 2 to destroy and send, then you rank up into VFD, and then you also have your 2 full blades and your Dragoon for interruption, and the Dragoon's going to pitch a Seer, which can get back a Dante or a Chobini. So that's test hand 2. I'm going to do one more, just so that the video isn't an hour long. So let's get them back in and shuffle up. And one thing which I love about this deck is, in majority of the cases, you do different things every time. You end on a similar to almost identical board, but you take so many different routes there. So people who really love like intricate combo decks, this might be the one for you, because you can just have fun with it. At the end of the day, the game's about having fun. Well, I'm winning, but the game's about having fun, so might as well play a deck which you can enjoy playing. So now this hand is very disgusting. They got a 2 level 3s, which is nice, but this is going to be a rougher hand. So we can go normal summon Skarm if you want, just so we can get the search in the end phase, but I feel we're going to save a normal summon for the Takatomborg. So we'll special both, make the Cherub. We go, actually no, here we can do something else. We can go Cherubini. That's still not, in every way I'm thinking about how to pilot this hand. I'm thinking going down, send Cloak to then get Scales, and then combo off that way, but then I don't have access to my Seer. So let's just do normal burning this stuff. So we'll send Graph, send Rhino to send Graph to summon Seer. Then we can go normal Takatomborg, make Dante, and now in this hand I feel you have to mill, just because we have nothing going for us other than Dragoon. Yeah, it's rough. So we mill 1, 2, 3. You love to see it. You mill 3 starter cards. Alright, so from here It was really rough, this hand. Give me a second to think. Alright, so what we can do is link 2 for barricade again. We're gonna go Dante, Seer, Cherubini. So now we've got a dark. Yeah. That's still extremely awkward to do. Let's just try and make the best board we can. So we can so that's Sears underneath there, barricades back in there. So I feel in this situation, your best bet to do is just go make Verte, Sear Dante, Dante Sear. Make your Beatrice, and then also go for Verte. This hand was very bad, but we can still end on something. Send Fusion, send them to, send them to Dragoon. So now we got 2 interruptions, as well as if we don't need both, we can use this as setup for next turn. So we can go Dragoon negate with what, and then we've got our boots for next turn, so we can search for a Fog Blade or a Shade Brigandine if we need it. And then we can go Beatrice, detach, can send a Farther for interruption, we can send a Seer to bring back Scarm to get the searching in phase, or we can do this beforehand. We can send, say, so we go Beatrice, send a Farther, Dante effect, Farther effect. Dante's going to add back the Seer, and then we can go Red Eyes, pitch Seer, negate a card, and then we can go Seer, either summon out Dante, Cherubini, or Scarm in this case, because Scarm will get either Tour Guide in the end phase, Dante's there as an extra body, and then also it adds back your Seer again, or Cherubini if it's closer to the end of the turn and they've got nothing else. You might just need something like Cherubini. In most cases, I'll go for probably Dante or the Scarm. If I feel I could die, I would summon the Dante, just in defense so I can have more protection. But the Scarm is also a better shout if they haven't opened the rest. You can then summon out the Scarm, let it die, and then in the end phase, search out your Tour Guide. The one which we didn't mill, which was the common, of course. So then we have place next turn, because then say we summon out the Scarm instead. So when we have that, and then another card for when we go second, or not, for the next turn, which you can go Link, so you go Tour Guide, bring out like Sabres maybe, or Seer. Seer in with Verte make Rusty, Seer and bring back Dante, Rusty. With Rusty on the field, you can then summon out Boots, and then you can just swing for game, more or less. So that was 3 test hands. We had 2 okay to decent hands which ended on the full board, and we also have one where you kind of opened up pretty subpar, I'm going to say. Dragoon and Beatrice isn't the best, but in most cases you should be able to survive for a turn and then have enough recursion so you can just grind out the game. And sometimes people just don't have it out to Dragoon. It's just how it is. So that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what we're going to see next time. Alright guys, take care.